Tell me, what do you think of when you hear the words character development? The ongoing evolution of a character that progresses the plot towards its end goal. That is how this manga / anime Vinland Saga has cemented itself as one of the big three in seinen manga of all time. Vinland Saga is a tragic tale that revolves around our main character, Thorfinn, and his trials in going through with his life. A story about Thorfinn, a young Icelandic who was made to suffer from a young age, losing both his family and sanity. He goes on a journey to find himself. He is given the ultimatum between becoming a warrior and a peaceful civilian. The values of this world really show that most people only care about who is the strongest, and that's it. It doesn't matter who you are, in this world where the strong survive and the weak perish under immense pressure. Thorfinn finds out that there is no point in violence due to Thor's, which is his dad, teaching him that he has no enemies. The story is about Thorfinn's re-evaluation of his actions and his repentance for his previous sins, which allows him to evolve as a character. Contemplating his very ideologies, Thorfinn eventually changes due to his own worldviews changing. Soon the world morphs from a very violent to a more of a struggled society that is keeping up with its old ways. We see this mainly through the eyes of Thorfinn. Despite the heavy discrimination against him, he forgives those all guilty. We see that Thorfinn's father, Thors, is killed by a group of Vikings, and the leader Askeladd has taken the glory. Wanting to take revenge and honor his father's death, Thorfinn goes for a rite of passage, as we see him grow up from a boy to an adult, and realize that he grows past that when Askeladd eventually dies. In the second season of Vinland Saga, we see that Thorfinn transforms from a nihilistic kindred spirit to a man with hardcore values and aspirations. The setting is very gritty and dark, set in the Viking ages where modern technology had not touched the world. This personally makes it feel all the more satisfying to watch, as it isn't trying to incorporate any fantasy aspects to the show. And I would also like to mention that the characters are perfectly executed, in their own individualistic way, each with separate viewpoints on the world, such as the great juxtapositioning with Einar and Thorfinn, being that Einar was a villager whilst Thorfinn was a warrior who pillaged his land. It's really great how the show shows the bonds of these characters that were once on the opposite side of the spectrum from one another. This both develops and progresses the humanitarian aspects of the show, as despite the differences, the two pave their own way, using their similarities in being slaves to gain their freedom and eventually become great friends. We also can't forget the King Canute, a pacifist who through his self-deprecating nature allowed his father to be killed, now seeking world unification at the hands of violences. He opposes Thorfinn's values and uses his many troops in battle to execute his goals no matter what. During which he becomes a man of vigor and resolve, unable to cave to any man as his goals involve domination. Other notable characters are Thorkel, who wants to prove himself in battle, to seek further purpose in his own actions and desires, and Leif Erikson, a man who personifies human curiosity and intelligence. In this manga / anime, every character fits each category to who you would personally like. I myself enjoy the moments when Einar and Thorfinn interacts. Others may enjoy Canute and his evil schemes. No matter the circumstances, there is always a moment for everyone in this manga and anime. The show also doesn't refer to Canute or anyone as villains, as through their eyes, what they are doing is justified. But through Thorfinn's eyes, maybe the justice they seek is pessimistic to their end goals. Thorfinn's way to becoming masculine is a spectacle to watch, and gives everyone that's watching or reading a sense of pride and happiness for the way that he sacrifices everything along the way. Now that we have discussed the main story and character components that Vinland Saga has to offer, we can move on to the stellar animation and artwork of this anime. I mean, Wit and Mappa both did an excellent job at recreating and capturing the gritty themes as well as the intense fight scenes. This anime adaptation perfectly resembles the manga, and this can all be thanks to these amazing studios putting in the work to reinterpret this absolute masterpiece through animation. By having this nice flowing and crisp animation, it allows us to further enjoy the greatness of Vinland Saga and invest in the story. We all love it when a studio does justice to a masterful seinen such as Vinland Saga, but hate it when they incorrectly do it like Berserk 2016. This happens because we often become more invested when we are pleased with what we see, so I am glad that these studios did not hold back. However, what this anime does not also hold back on is its grand world building, being almost identical to the Viking Ages and stamping that authenticity on the historical side of things. I mean, honestly, look at the scenery that represents the Middle Ages perfectly without trying too hard. It's subtle but noticeable because we have many different lands we are introduced into. Having these Norse themes in the anime really set it apart from other animes, because this anime has places that are in real life such as Greenland, Iceland, and England incorporated into it. And don't even get me started on the political side of this story, that might be for another video, but you get the point. This is one hell of a story. Personally, I recommend reading or watching this as it has many valuable life lessons and is extremely entertaining at the same time, giving you value for your time. This is a must watch simply for the fact that it does what no other historical anime does, and that is by creating an interesting story surrounding a boy becoming a man. Thanks for watching. If you want to see more, comment on what I should do next, and make sure to like and subscribe. Until next time, peace.